almost.
Oh, it's the other way. Oh, great. Okay.
I
All
know.
right, we're live. We're live
Oh,
again,
we're live.
everybody.
All right.
And our special guest, please
Thank you.
introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Fernando Franco, the person who is in charge of growing the grapes
Mm,
and, making sure that we get the most beautiful grapes to produce the most beautiful wines.
Wines.
And, it's a beautiful, challenging job. And I love it. I love it because, I can influence the final product right now there in the vineyard. I can decide, how much production we're going to get from the vineyard and where to position the clusters and how much sun exposure we're going to get. So that at the end is what it gives us these beautiful results. So yeah, that's my job is viticulture, and I've been doing this now for well, here in Barboursville 26 years. And before I came here, I was at Prince Michel and Leduc Vineyards in California. And I worked making wine in Napa Valley for 9 years. And I was blessed that the Sonins and Luca asked me to join them here in 1997. And it's been a beautiful, road since then. It's been a really always trying to lift Virginia up, always putting
yeah.
Virginia in the map, and always trying to produce the best quality, to produce the best wine that Virginia can produce.
That's what Luca was talking about a little bit earlier. So, how many acres or plots of vines that are planted here
Yeah.
in Barboursville?
Well, right now we are at 172 acres of vineyards. Yeah. Yeah, it's around 350,000 vines
Mm.
Wow.
that require our care and our love, and that's the way I see it, because vineyards are like we are, like humans.
Hmm.
You give them love, you take good care of them, and they give you this beautiful result. They give you these beautiful wines,
Mhm.
and it's a big challenge. It's like they are basically all European varietals grafted into North American roots. Every single vine that you see around the world is basically two plants put together, and that's the way that Barboursville is at this point too, because if phylloxera is
Mhm.
Yeah.
you probably are aware of all that,
Yes.
which is great. Yeah, and that's the challenge. That every year take care of 100 and some acres of vineyard is a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
I call it's a labor of love.
Labor of
Yes.
love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please tell us what's going on with the vines right now.
Right now, beautiful question. We finished pruning
Okay.
back in mid-April, and pruning is where you basically select what's going to be growing this year. The only wood that produces is the 1-year-old wood. So you need to select that wood and then prepare already the vine for next year season again. So you really have to know what you do when you come to pruning. So we're done with pruning. Now what we are doing is what we call canopy management, where
Mhm.
we are telling the vine how it's going to grow. This system is called vertical trellis system, because everything goes vertical and the fruit is in the bottom cordon. So right now we are in that process because it's important to catch those little growing shoots in the first 2 years, because then they're going to start to grow vertically. There are some varieties that can like to grow vertically, and there are some that like to go sideways, like Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay, Cab Franc, Merlot. Sometimes they like to grow that way, but that's what we're doing right now. We're working every single little road and putting all those little shoots gently, because they are so fragile at this stage that if you do a little bit of violent movement of them, the apical meristem can break, and then you ended up that divine compensates with that by growing more shoots, which becomes more foliage, and we don't want that at this, yeah, at all, zero.
Mhm.
So that's what we basically do right now. Just canopy management, shoot positioning. Yeah.
Wow. So really quick, the mechanization of picking. So is it hand? Are your vines hand picked or is it machine picked?
98% machine pick.
Hmm.
Yes, 98% machine pick.
Mhm.
The only grapes that we harvest by hand are the ones for pasito,
Mm.
because we have to gently put the clusters on the drying crate, because so there is no wounds or anything. But machine picking is probably one of the advantages that we have, because it gives us the opportunity to wait to the peak of maturity. It
Oh,
also gives us the ability that if there is a danger for a hurricane or a heavy rain that's going to last 3-4 weeks, we can go with the machine and say, this vineyard is ready to harvest, that vineyard is ready to harvest. Let's get it. I have harvest. I think it was 98, 24 hours non-stop with the machine, and it was just rain, and we were harvesting, what we could before the rain spoiled everything. So yeah, and one one thing that is important, which does make a difference between hand picking and machine picking, is that the physiological part of the grape
Mhm.
does not change.
mm,
What you have already, if you already have a beautiful uniform maturity, you're gonna have it either by hand or with the machine.
Mm.
And when you harvest with a machine, you have to already understand that you have to have the beautiful ripening evenly, because even though the machine is amazing, because it doesn't pick green berries, for example,
Mhm.
but you got to have the beautiful ripening where when the machine goes through, the machine just touches the berries fall down, the machine grab them, clean them, take the leaves off, take any little tissues off, take the stems out, and just put the berries inside the tank. Yeah. So it's as gentle as you can totally expect.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And so, what are you waiting for next? What is the next step with the grapes? What is the next process?
The next process that we're gonna be looking for here right now, and that is probably one of the most crucial ones, is bloom
Bloom.
time.
Okay.
Bloom time is when vines are having sex.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
germinated.
yeah.
It
Everybody
germinated at that point.
smile.
It germinated at that
Everybody
point.
smiles. So that's where the little berries are formed. And
Is bloom time the same as bud break?
no,
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 not
no,
the
no,
same. Okay.
not even close.
Okay.
Bud break is when they waking up from winter time and start to
Got
grow.
it. Got it.
Bloom time is when you have already the flower cluster.
Okay.
It's already formed like a little cluster, but I call it a flower cluster because vines have both sexes in the same
Yes. Yeah.
flower.
Oh, flower.
Yes.
So when bloom comes, the calyptra, which is the little encapsulated form
Mhm.
where encloses the anthers, which is
Mhm.
the male part, and the pistil, the female part,
Mhm.
is enclosed into the calyptra.
Mm.
When they are ready to bloom, the calyptra pulls up, and the anthers come up, and the pistil is waiting for
For
the
it to-
for the pollen.
Okay.
The pollen goes into the pistil. The pistil goes down to the center of the pistil and start to form the embryo, and that's how the little berries form.
Wow.
So it's a process that is it's just beautiful, because you can sense the aromatics in the vineyard. Just
That's when you can
yeah.
smell.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can totally smell the pollen
Pollen, the
everywhere. The
grapes,
vineyards
right.
are just having the best sex ever.
Well, on that note, what a
Wow.
vet, what
Yeah.
a great
Well,
way.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
so much for this. This was
Sure.
so informative.
Informative.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
the science behind.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot to get what most consumers get in a glass.
Mm.
So it's so much work ahead of time. And, to make it very simplistic, I always say it's nothing but science. This is a vine that digs deep to grow this beautiful fruit. It
Yes,
stresses and it grows this beautiful fruit.
that is a beautiful topic that you just touched, because stress is something that is important
Yes.
in the end,
Yes.
because that's when the vines feel stress,
Mhm.
they concentrate their energy into their DNA, which
Yep.
is on the seeds.
Yeah.
So all that energy, the concentration goes into producing those beautiful seeds.
Mhm.
And then by the physiology of the vines, that's how they ripen the fruit, because they like we are. If we have $1 billion and we can go and do whatever we want to, why should I worry about life?
It's just
Yeah.
waste, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can waste this, I can throw
Yeah,
this
yeah,
away.
yeah, just spread it all around.
Exactly.
Instead of the
Spread the love
constant-
around. Yeah, but vines, they once they feel that little stress,
Yeah.
which is mainly can come from dryness, and then they focus that
It builds
energy.
character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It builds
Yeah.
character.
It
Yeah.
builds
Just
character.
like in a person. Yeah.
It builds, and on the vines, it builds flavors.
Yeah.
Flavors.
And builds aromatics.
Yes.
And it builds all these beautiful wines that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
that's.
Fernando,
Fernando,
cheers to you.
cheers
Oh,
to you.
thank
and
you.
thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Salute.
thank you. Salute. Yes.
Salute.
Yeah.
Now,
What a lovely time.
where are you from originally?